Yo, what's going on everyone? Kino here. I'm back with another video. I'm going to be going over my trades that happened February 4th and how that ended up resulting into 2 losses. And yeah, and how I was practically done for the week. I had a total of 3 trades. One was profitable, the other 2 were 2 losses. But I'm also proud of myself here. So this is also a learning moment here with the 2 trades that I actually took on February 4th. Okay, but let's not go ahead and waste any time. Make sure you guys subscribe. There's more videos to come. I'm still on this 30-day run here on the demo account, on a $10,000 account. So yeah, so I was up $488.14. Now I am down $379 on the demo account. So in total I actually lost $109.14 on the account. Not bad. Small position on both of those trades here, so I'm actually happy about the risk management that I took here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with our Notion here. Okay, so as you guys can see, didn't take any trades here on silver. Definitely took that trade here on gold. We saw this before here, February 2nd, on the, what was this, the daily here. Yeah, the daily. So definitely saw price coming down to the downside, coming into that area of the let's see here, thank you, just try to load it up here. Definitely saw price come into this area here. I was looking for price to come to the 0.7475 here, and I was looking for longs, right? Seeing if price would definitely respect this higher low, which it did, and I was looking for price to go up to the upside. Okay, now you can see the following day, February 3rd, and this was on the daily as well. We respected this higher low. Price came back up into the range here, which gave me the signal to look for those longs. Got in, and this was the result. Coming in, price push up to the upside, looking for price to touch in at the 0.41 area, okay, before seeing price turning over. Now in my video, I said that I didn't know what price was going to go, which was true. Didn't know where price was going to go. However, I do think that I was anticipating for price to have a turnover, which actually ended up happening. We ended up having price turning over in the 0.41 area, and I should have paid attention to my higher time frame, right? So my higher time frame was definitely telling me wait until price gets to the 0.41, see if it's going to sweep liquidity, and it did just a tad bit here, just a tad bit. It swept a little bit. However, we didn't get price to close here at the bottom. Okay, with price not giving me that full confirmation, I wouldn't have placed this long here, but instead I ignored it and went for the long. So that's how I ended up getting that 1% loss, which was 50 bucks here, and then I end up placing another trade here below the low here, and this is what we got here. So that was that first trade. This was that second trade. Me being stubborn, fighting against the actual trend itself, right? So what I should have done was waited for price to come here at this higher low before the respect of the higher low. And that's the note that I actually said to myself. This is the higher low. I want to see what price is going to do. If it gets here and respect it, then okay, cool, I'll be looking for longs. All right, if it doesn't respect it, then I'm looking for price to retrace and come back down, and that's exactly what happened. Respect, look to actually take those full longs. Now I got in early in this position, got in very early, which actually resulted in me actually losing this trade here. So if I would have waited, price respected, seeing what price would have done here in this area here, it was a fail. We would have gotten in for sure. All I had to do was reposition my measurement tool here, and I could have gotten in at the let's see here, I want to say I would have gotten in at the 0.05 if I would have actually, you know, did what I needed to do, reposition my tool here, but I didn't, so I ended up losing. I wrote my conclusion for sure, just basically saying I was looking for price to continue to the upside before touching in at the 0.41 before turning over, but I didn't wait for price to confirm before placing the trade. So in conclusion, waiting for price, which is the candle closure on the higher time frame, from higher time frame, while also looking for breakup structure on the lower time frame and waiting for the pullback, right? So if I would have just waited a little bit, would have seen how price would have reacted in that 0.41 area. I could have been profitable with placing shorts instead of longs. And if I was going to take a long on the counter trend here on the second, I could have actually waited for that as well. But instead, I got in way too early on that second trade, and it definitely took me out here. So for sure, well deserved of being a loss. Should have waited regardless. But this is actually great. I had listed here, waited to see what price was going to do at the 04.1, and then determine my position. Then I would have been able to determine my position if I would have just waited. Point 2, confirmation, which goes with point 1, of course. Also was anticipating for price to go short to the test back at that previous low, which was the overall picture. I should have waited to see how that was going to go. And then last but not least, the overall picture of the setup was it a retracement or was it a continuation, all right, to the downside? That's something I just should have waited regardless. So that means I shouldn't have been placing any trades. That's when I should have been stopped, right? I should have stopped placing trades at this point and waited for price to see what it was going to do so that I can reposition and redetermine my position so I can look for shorts. But instead, I did not wait. So both of these trades here, I'm going to be honest with you, is well deserved of me losing, all right? Because I did not follow my rules and I didn't wait. Okay, so I definitely take full responsibility of that. But however, this is a big learning lesson here for me. So with me learning that lesson, I journal it. I get to go back and look at it and see how I can approach this position a little bit more differently. It was definitely a rookie mistake. However, I know some professionals that still make rookie mistakes here too. I think also not practicing risk management is the biggest rookie mistake that you can actually do. In that trade, I ended up placing a very small position, which was one contract, and resulting in losing $109, right? Which I was done. That was my cutoff point. I was up 3 trades for the week. 1 was a win, 2 were losses. Lost $109. I'm done. Like, I don't need to be adding any more loses to my overall position for this week. All right, so in other words, my account is safe to trade again, and the profits that I have made on the 3rd of February are also still safe because I'm still sitting at $379. So that was the most that I was willing to lose. I want to be able to keep my profit while also preparing for the week. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to the charting here. So yeah, for sure, I should have waited to see what price was going to do overall. Let's go to the 4-hour. So at that 0.41, as I was mentioning, should have waited for price to definitely react to see what it was going to do, right? Because we definitely got here. We actually had that expansion, or should I say we had that displacement above coming out of the low here, coming out of this big long low. We have some displacement above, and then price is coming here at that 0.41. What I should have done is waited to see what price was going to do. See if we were going to hold this higher low, right? Where we're going to hold this higher low. We actually did temporarily, but we didn't get no displacement above the previous high, which in turn, price had this low, we actually had this high, and we actually came down. So I should have just waited, honestly, to see what price was going to do, but I jumped in way too early on that second trade. That second trade would have definitely been a win if I would have waited, right? And honestly, that this would have been a bad trade even if it was executed beautifully on a counter trend. It just would have been bad, in my opinion, when I could have had a more profitable trade going down here. Could have gotten here on the overall pullback. We touching in at that 0.705 here on the overall perspective on the higher time frame. So 4 hours should have been my my time frame to actually listen to, and then I could have just profited on just taking a short here, right? So this was this could have been a set. Well, this was a setup here and this was a setup here, back and back, 2 trades, and 2 of those setups I would have definitely gotten. Just fast forward here to the 15-minute. No, I'm just, hey, you guys just let me know if I ever, like, if I'm talking a little too fast, I can change that. But yeah, just let me know. I feel like I'll be talking way too fast sometimes. But yeah, so just looking at this, man, so this is where I thought price was going to continue, but where's the confirmation in that? You know what I mean? was looking for price to definitely push up, but instead it came back down. So this was the buy side liquidity that was taken out, and I was the buy side liquidity. I got taken out here. Okay. And same thing happened again. So spanked me twice. Definitely spanked me twice. But all in all, like I said, it was a learning moment where I was able to learn from this, you know, wait for confirmation, wait to see what price is going to do, and see if you can actually regain to reposition yourself for the anticipation that you were looking for price for, you know, short positions here. But instead I didn't do that. And repositioning my tool here, as I mentioned, that would have been a beautiful, beautiful trade here at the 0.705. Beautiful. That, man, if I would have just waited, I would have had more of a big reward versus a short reward. And that short reward resulted me into losing those two trades here. But yeah, that is very beautiful. Tapped in and straight displacement down to the bottom. That would have been a great 1-to-1 section here. This would have been beautiful. A great 3 to, let's see here, great 3 to 0.4 here. So that definitely would have been beautiful if I would have just allowed price to do exactly what it needed to do here. I want to say if I would have done this here as well, but I wouldn't have wanted to take this because it doesn't even hit in the discounted prices here. But yeah, this would have been like the biggest makeup for like both of my trades losing, right? Or this would have been my second trade and I would have been done with one contract. So yeah, if I would have just waited, this would have been the result here. So allow the first move to actually take place and let it happen and see if it'll come back. If it does, then we definitely would get into that. So that would have been beautiful, honestly. And that's if I would have just, you know, follow whatever I needed to follow. And then sure enough, price came down here. Price definitely came down here. We had a full body closure here. We could have gotten in, let's see here, where could we have gotten in? Because this was also short here. Well, failed low. Price came down and tapped in. That would have been that reversal. Came in, pushed up. I'm just analyzing here, but yeah, that this trade would have been beautiful here at the 0.705 here. But yeah, all in all, I hope you guys actually enjoyed the breakdown. That is what my thought process was. I should have waited for price to react at the 0.41 and definitely would have redetermined my position or repositioned my position, and definitely looking for some shorts here. I would have came out a lot greater with me just placing that short at the retest in that area, and then just could have taken that all the way down and that would have been perfect. But all in all, this is a lesson learned. Okay, so this is definitely on a demo account, so I'm testing out this 30-day run, seeing how I do in this 30-day run. So this is me getting my actual real life data so that I can get my first prop firm and look forward to getting my first payout. So yeah, so that was for February 4th. I did not trade on the I have it here. Let me see something. I didn't trade on the 5th and the 6th, which would have been day 3 and 4. So no trades here, and of course the market is closed on Saturday, and then Sunday we definitely reopen back up. So I don't trade on Sundays. Mondays we try to see what the opportunities are going to look like, and if those opportunities are looking right for Tuesday, then we'll definitely be looking to place and execute some trades on Tuesday. So I let Monday give it you know, a day to fill out. I know some traders actually trade on Mondays and they actually find some great opportunities, but for me, I like for the market to figure itself out coming out of Sunday, and then executing trades here on Tuesday. So opportunities, letting the market fill itself out on Mondays and then executing on Tuesdays. So that's something that I like to do here. But yeah, so all in all, thank you guys. I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in and actually being on this journey here with me. And yeah, so this is day 2 of the journey. All right, so this is day 2 of the journey, and I'm gonna go ahead and post this real quick. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for another video for day 5. We'll definitely be going into day 5 on Monday. And then make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for another video for day 5. We'll definitely be going into day 5 on Monday, and then day 6 on Tuesday. All right, so you guys take care, keep those accounts safe, and I'm logging off. Peace.